Hey everybody, I'm Ryan. Today we're going to talk about Magic the Gathering slang, because when I first showed up to play Magic, it sort of felt like everybody was talking another language. So this is the fourth video in this series where I talk about different slang terms so that you're not that person. So it gets a little bit more focused on newer players that want to be more involved and be able to talk in the same language as the people that have been around the game for a while. So let's jump into it. The first slang term I wanted to talk about is aristocrat, or an aristocrat deck. An aristocrat deck is any deck that has a sacrifice theme, especially a deck that is fully revolved around sacrificing the creatures for benefit. The only deck I can think of right now that is very popular that would be considered an aristocrat deck would be Red Black Sack in Pioneer. Now, Red Black Sack in Pioneer is pretty revolved around sacrificing creatures for benefit, through Witch's Oven, through Deadly Dispute, through Mayhem Devil, especially the Witch's Oven Cauldron Familiar combo. It is an aristocrat deck. You sacrifice things to get a benefit. That is the overall strategy. It's a sacrifice deck. So why is it called aristocrats? Well, normally when things are called aristocrats, they have an ability that can sacrifice things. From my personal understanding, this all started with Cartel Aristocrat. Cartel Aristocrat is a 2/2 for 2, a black and a white. It has sacrifice another creature. Cartel Aristocrat gains protection from the color of your choice until end of turn. So they use this sort of free sacrifice effect to be able to just like get insane value out of their opponent. In these Cartel Aristocrat decks, you need the aristocrat in order to sacrifice other things. Thus, the deck became called Aristocrats because there was these aristocrat effects, and so every sacrifice deck slowly became known as aristocrat decks. In addition, you also have cards like Falconwrath Aristocrat that follow through on this, like when things are called aristocrats, this is what it means thing, where Falconwrath Aristocrat says sacrifice creature, Falconwrath Aristocrat gains indestructible till end of turn. If that sacrifice creature was a human, put a +1/+1 counter on Falconwrath Aristocrat. So even though decks that have sacrifice themes that don't literally have aristocrats in them, they are still called aristocrat decks. Now, the next slang term I'm going to talk about is a clean cut, more revolved around like tournament macro understanding. So the way tournaments work as a whole is normally play rounds of Swiss related to the amount of players in the tournament. And then there's a cut to top 8. In that top 8, there's a single elimination bracketed tournament to figure out who is the winner. So the goal of Swiss is to make top 8. That is the only goal. Normally, there's the undefeated player, some number of people with 1 loss, and then between 1 and sometimes 3 people with 2 losses. Now, what a clean cut means is 0 people with 2 losses make top 8. So this could be for a bunch of different reasons. For one, if people with 1 loss goes all the way down to 8th place, everybody in top 8 is going to draw, which will leave them at X1 and 1, which means 0 people with 2 losses at all, even if they win the last round, will be able to make top 8. So that's a clean cut. There's no hope for people with 2 losses. This can also happen if like people with 1 loss go all the way down to like 10th place going into the last round, because that means 1 through 6 are going to draw, and then 7, 8, 9, 10 are win-and-ins, which will end up being people with 1 loss. So only people that are X and 1 make top 8, and people that are X and 2 do not make top 8. That's another clean cut. It's when you go into the last round as a person with 2 losses and you have no hope of making top 8 because it's a clean cut. It is clean. There's no like hoping. There's no squeaking in. It's clean cut. The third slang term I wanted to talk about is spiking something or being a spike. So spiking a tournament essentially means winning the tournament. I spiked F&M. I spiked that RCQ. I spiked the regional championship or the Pro Tour. It means you won. It means you're winning the tournament. And to be a spike, it means that you are focused on winning the tournament. You're not necessarily there to have fun. That is not your first priority. You work very hard at Magic, playing competitively and being good competitively and playing the best deck so you have the best chance to win. That is your number 1 priority. Then you are a spike because your goal is to win the tournament. Now, my understanding is where this tournament came from is American football. When they get a touchdown, when they succeed in what they are trying to do, often in celebration, they spike the ball. They throw the ball into the ground. And so somebody who is successful is related to the term spike, which means you go to win the tournament. You are a spike because that is a representation of being successful. If you like this video and like videos like this, please be sure to like and subscribe. It really means a lot. Thank you so much for watching, and check me out on other social medias. Links are above me and in the description, especially on Twitch, where I stream most days. Thank you so much for watching. Again, goodbye.